second source, or anything you can ascertain about your offensive line and kind of the new guys there?
You really can't. It's hard to. You can't put your pads on anybody. It's just hard because you're not playing with your chest and your hat on a guy. So it's really hard until the pads go on. And there's some physicalness that you can really do. I don't want an offensive lineman's head going into a guy's shoulder, nor do I want a defensive lineman's. God, that's nice and quiet. And I don't want a defensive lineman coming off with so much leverage that we have problems with guys staying healthy.
Dane Jackson, how much did he improve last year, from week 1 to 12, and where's he at now?
Dane's obviously one of our top corners with Mr. Maddox being out, he's done a great job. He's improved. Just count up the number of fades that were completed out there. He's a competitor, and he'll just keep getting better. I think he's developing the way we want him.
For Dane,
and so is Felipe Motley too.
For Dane, what are kind of the next steps in his development that you're looking for him to take and kind of take hold of that number 1 corner role?
I think it just comes down to the fundamentals and the details of what you do every play. There's some things that you'll say, oh, he's in position. Is he in better position? Is he making it easier on himself fundamentally to be in that position, to be in phase? So it's a work in progress. But they've all made great strides, I think, from the offseason. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. I think the receivers are doing a good job running around. So there's good competition.
You have a lot of younger corners. Is he entering, is he being a bit of a leader with that group because he's a returning starter?
You don't see that yet, but, I only see him for 2 hours a day out here. But he's leading on the field, and he's playing with an attitude. That's what we want.
When you brought in Archie Collins, how much of that was sort of, driven by how you thought his personality would fit with these young D-backs who are going to be so crucial to develop in this defense?
Well, I think it's, personality, but it's also coaching. You have to have the whole package. I think Archie can recruit. I think he can relate to the kids, and he can teach. So it's got to be everything. It can't just be one thing. But he's got the whole package. I've known him before, and I'm excited about what I see already.
At this point, do you have anybody you anticipate being out for all of spring?
There's some guys that you might say are out. I don't see anybody out for the rest of spring. But I see some guys that we're going to be smart with to the point where we're not beating anybody in this month of March or April. So we're going to be smart with what we do with those guys. There's just it's too critical. We want to stay healthy coming out of spring ball.
With Coach Borbely, is there anything that I guess technically or you're going to do differently on the offensive line?
There's a lot of things we're going to do technically different on the offensive line. I think it comes down to development. I think if you asked our players, they'd be able to tell you what maybe the difference is more than I could, because I think it matters what they think. But I think fundamentally we're going to be a little sounder. There'll be some things that I won't get into, but there's some things that we'll do different for sure. There'll be differences up front.
You said development. Was that the number one thing you looked for when you were making this hire, and maybe the number one thing that attracted you to Dave?
Yeah, Coach Borbs is a really good fundamental football coach, and it's different than what we were doing before, and I think our guys needed that. We got a young offensive line, and I'm happy, and I think our kids are really happy with what we're getting so far.